Sweetie, I can tell we're having a really hard time. We're gonna go outside and take a walk. We'll come back and finish cleaning up later. Honey, if you keep parenting your child this way, they are gonna grow up and be soft. Your child needs to learn that there are consequences to their behavior. Going for a walk after they throw the crayons is a reward. Okay, you're teaching them the wrong thing. I just don't know what's wrong with parents these days. Mom, thanks for sharing your perspective. I'm gonna take the kids for a walk. We'll be right back. Mom, we're home. Tell me more about your perspective. The kids are gonna go clean up the mess, and I'd love to hear a little bit more. It sounds kind of like you're thinking that if I don't make them do something right away, they're not gonna ever be able to do it. Is that kind of right? Sweetie, I just feel like you really are not teaching them how the real world is. What is going to happen when they go to school and their teacher needs them to do something? So you're like worried about their academic performance and just like about how they're going to cope. Gosh, I see how concerned you are about them. Thanks so much for caring about my kids. It sounds like you really want them to thrive. You want them to know how the real world works, and you're worried that I'm not giving that to them. Honey, you're not giving it to them. You just took them for a walk when they didn't clean up. They need a timeout. When they don't clean up, that's how they're gonna learn. That's how you learned, and you turned out okay. I did turn out okay, didn't I? I hear that you're worried about how I'm teaching them. I know it's really different from like the way I was raised and stuff. And I'm just so appreciative that you're in their life. Thank you so much for that. You can use the tools on the grandparents, okay? All of the parenting tools that I teach you are totally usable across the lifespan. And when you have a grandparent who's feeling disgruntled because you're trying to parent with like brain-based research, with knowledge about the nervous system and how child development works, and your grandparent maybe has a really different perspective because this information literally did not exist when they were raising kids and they raised you differently. From their perspective, you turned out okay. Maybe you did turn out okay. You don't need to like bring out all the reasons that you feel like your childhood wasn't awesome or anything like that. I would encourage you just to hold on to yourself and to use the 3 yeses. And so that is just 3 questions to affirm their experience and perspective. It's a connecting tool. That doesn't mean you actually have to do the timeout or whatever it is that they're suggesting. You can hold the boundary and also acknowledge like, yeah, they know something about this. Obviously they raised you, it worked for them, and you're doing it differently. So acknowledge 3 questions that affirm their experience and then move on. This is how I'm doing it. Hold the boundary kindly, firmly, but hold it, and then use the 3 yeses to help them feel felt. You got this.